JSheetz Artwork.
So I just got home and I was going to make myself some food to eat, and then I realized I really didn't have much of anything at all prepared or ready. So I looked in my fridge. I had 2 hard-boiled eggs. I ate those, and then I sat down and thought for a moment. I went on my computer, looked at some of the recent videos I've uploaded, and then after that I went ahead into my files, organized some files on my computer. And then after I got done doing that, I went on here, started editing a couple of videos, and then thought about something that I want to draw or maybe do reviews on. I've been doing a lot more reviews of different pens, such as ballpoint pens, gel pens, fountain pens, technical pens, rotring isographs, comparing them, talking about some of the pros and cons of them. I've also been doing a little bit of reviews over sketchbooks. I've only done one of those so far, maybe 1 or 2. I'm going to be making different videos about sketchbooks, what I like about them, some things I might not like about them, which ones I feel are better for drawing in with certain pens or pencils. Some of them do better if you draw on them with a technical pen than you would with something like a Sharpie, because the paper might be thinner. And then other ones might be better for a Sharpie because they're thicker but smooth. I've got a lot of sketchbooks, probably hundreds of sketchbooks, and it's going to take me a while to fill all those sketchbooks and get them complete, but it's going to be an accomplishment once I finally get them all done and completed. But as you can see here, the drawing that I'm doing is a Sharpie marker on an egg carton. I thought about throwing it away, and I figured I might as well draw on it since I've got this extra bit of something to draw on. I've got random things in my closet that you would normally throw away, such as oatmeal containers, egg cartons, paper plates, couple jugs, empty jugs that had water in them. One was an empty jug with milk in it, and I cleaned it, and then I did a drawing on the outside of it. But sometimes I just feel like drawing on a different surface other than paper, because I've done thousands of drawings on paper, and I just want a different experience. I want to try something different to draw, something new, something I haven't done before, and then just seeing what happens and how it goes from there. But yeah, I tend to draw on some really random things. The other day I found myself drawing on a can, and then the next day I was drawing on a milk carton again, and the next day after I did some drawings on some paper, I was drawing on an empty box, or empty container that had eggs in it. And sometimes I'll just start doing a doodle on a piece of cardboard. Although I have done really big, huge doodles on big pieces of cardboard that are done as time-lapse videos. And I'm thinking about doing another one of those sometime soon. I feel like maybe doing one of those in a day or two. Making a big doodle with a Sharpie. I think I'll use maybe a fine point Sharpie, or maybe one of the extra large points. I'm not sure. I've talked about this before, is that the ultra fine point Sharpie marker, the tip of the pen is larger than the fine point Sharpie pen. I always wondered about that. I always thought that ultra is more than fine, because one is ultra fine point and the other one's fine point. But one is a marker and one is a pen. But the one that's a pen is actually pretty much the same as a marker almost, but with a smaller tip than the ultra fine point. But ultra fine point is smaller as far as the name than the fine point. I wonder if that's ever confused people. And the Sharpies that are fine point, the markers, they're not really fine point. They're more like bold. I mean, unless you like just barely use the tip of the pen, or the marker rather, and just barely touch the surface, then you would get a fine point, maybe medium, but I think it's more of a medium to bold point for the Sharpies. I wonder I think the most popular thing anybody's ever drawn with is probably a pencil. Maybe second might be a ballpoint pen, or maybe actually I think that would be a feather dip pen. It's probably the most used of all time, maybe. or possibly just a rock. Back in the days when people used rocks to draw on things, or some kind of clay or something. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and make myself some food. Give this video a like, share it with your friends if you want to, and don't forget to subscribe. And until then, you have fun doodling, and I will see you in the next video. Later.